Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Folks, welcome back to the Steelerwadeshow. Thought I'd just pop on here real quick and please consider liking this video. The new thing out right now is about Diontae. Right? And everybody's got all these opinions and this and that. So I thought I'd spew forth my fucking shenanigans on it. And the more I got into it, thinking about it, the more it kept this like reminiscing of these garbage ass Steeler fans. You know, I remember back in the 90s, I was a young guy. You go to the bar or the tavern, you'd see somebody banging colors. I've said this in another podcast. You want to like this guy, couple, whatever, and this and that, and they're just a fucking, like, we are not cut from the same cloth. Like, first off, Dick, you're a napkin. And, I need to be doing, like, a show about, like, these are the steps to identify a bullshit Steeler fan. Like, you can disagree with me. That's cool, this and that, this and that, this and that. But, I mean, there's guys that generally you would not want to have their company with. Right? I mean, I can only imagine the drag of it all, the anchor of it all. I wasn't able to watch the Steelers until I met my third wife. I can't and they're out there everywhere. I ought to expose it and just start exposing it. And I'm sorry about the fans that originate from Pittsburgh, family tradition, But I think there's a lot of like puss ass people that call themselves Steeler fans, don't know shit except for fuck all that comes out from the national media, whatever that is, And but I wanted to put in a couple of thoughts about DJ. So I thought I was going to keep this short, but I can already tell that I've got too much to say. First thing is, I'm not talking about people that create podcasts out there because they are wanting debate, right? Like me, I guess. I don't know. I would imagine they want to have popular questions brought up. It's a popular thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a percentage wise, And there's been so many different angles that I've been seeing from different places. And the one that's been ticking me off a little bit is the money, right? This contract. Oh, like it's some fucking glorious fucking, I am the first one to admit that I am talking about me, but Steeler fans, we are some cheap ass motherfuckers, dude. Sorry. I gotta look at that guy I don't look in the mirror, but we're cheap. I ended up having this business, like 2000 to 2008, and it involved a lot of sales, hard sales, not door to door. I had a warehouse. I had to move product. They were mattresses, and I learned a lot, or I started to appreciate the word value. you know, um, and the complexities and the timing of it. And it just has grown in my life over the last 15 years, 20 years, as a idea that's an amazing thing. So I'm just going to take a little hint off of some things with value. First off, you cheap ass motherfucking Steeler fans like myself, Diontae Johnson is working on the hometown discount. That blessed thing that all these people want to talk about. He did it. You think it's all this money, dude? He did the hometown discount being underneath Tomlin. Troubled waters, dude. He could have bailed at any time. Troubled waters. He has a skill set. Okay. I've been thinking I'm a dumbass. I've been thinking that his contract was like $18 million a year. I don't know where I got that from. But I ended up finding out that, and I was cool with 18 because I was learning to be okay with 18 million. Okay? As I'm learning what the decisions, go into Daniels, what goes into Cam Sutton, the value system, and learning about the Steelers and this and that, Man, it's so damn cold. Oh, damn. This motherfucker, I'll tell you what, let's take a little break. Let's just remind ourselves that we beat the Cincinnati Bengals, because this sleeve, I cannot get it to go back up inside. And it's like 30-something degrees right now. But it's been it started off like at 18 this morning. It's still cold. 18 is still cold. You know what I mean? And I don't care who you are. And working outside in a lift, 25 feet up in the fucking goddamn air. Thinking about these fucking Steelers. But today I've been thinking a lot about the Steeler fans, We beat the Bengals. Sorry, I couldn't take that off. There's I got 7 layers, and that's one of the layers is the high-vis orange. There's yellows in there too, I believe me. That whole nature of not wanting to pay anything for anything, is something that has to be changed among us. It needs to be something that's changed with a new wave, because there is going to be a new wave of Steeler fans. There will be. There's going to be a wave of Steeler fans that come on. Maybe it's not their favorite team. I think we're going to be grabbing a lot of second and third favorite teams out there. There's going to be a lot of bitches out there that are like, I don't really watch football. My husband, likes the Buccaneers, but I think Steelers are kind of cool. You got some good-looking motherfucker doing a podcast at a Southwest Michigan. Folks, consider Preston like. But with the value of it's like we get him on the cheap. He gives us, because especially at that time, this is before the drops. This is from after the praise from Ben, right? Ben loved him. He said, he could have half-assed said, this is a skinny tight end because he's always my best friend that year, And that was a bunch of bullshit to be brought up in. DJ had. And he is still a great route runner. I don't know why they sent him deep. As a side note, I wish they would do Pickens more deep, more slant, you know, because he's so quick, you know. But he still does his deal. But this is still a man that's maturing. Doggone, I mean, sometimes things happen. So it ain't easy being human. It ain't easy being human. If you want to take anything out of this podcast. So as far as the percentage of the contribution that he does with this offense, and think about what he's been under. Give a dude a break. I mean, it's been poop for his career. Allow a flower to blossom. This guy, you never back off. Trust in the system that these men that are running our organization understand half-ass, 3/4, 1/4, 5/8 of the soul and intentions of the guy deep down. They have a handle on it. I think DJ is just fine. You don't see him pussyfooting around. You remember that one? I think it was in the preseason, or I think when George Pickens got that fucking crazy catch. Who was the first motherfucker that was down? That was fucking DJ. Fucking his feet must have been like 32 inches up in the air. The bottom of his feet. You know, just that's a Steeler, dude. Look, I don't want to be the guy that tells you, and you don't have to tell anybody else that I was the one that tells you. But we're not going to keep getting another Antonio Brown in the 6th round. You got lucky that night. You drove home drunk, and you didn't hurt anybody, and you didn't get a ticket. We got lucky with Antonio Brown. That behavior might be costing you today, and that behavior cost us then. Look, sometimes you get lucky on accident. Sometimes you get lucky, a little bit on accident. We come to expect that of the Steelers because they are so good at that. And that's the thing that we love about the Steelers. You see these fans, and they're on this outskirts of where they find value. They need like assurance from other people to be able to think the way they think. Weak men and women. And it's men, it's men. Bitches ain't got time to be playing stupid shit like guys do, right? They just don't. I mean, it's fucking football. They fuck off, suck a tit. You know what I mean? And but I'll tell you this: the biggest question I would think is Diontae Johnson a Steeler? That part, I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you that. But I will say that this man is from a MAC school, considered in the top 6 of route runners in the NFL, has to be defended against, drawing attention away from a tight end, perhaps. for not being a big guy, please, in the comments, show me a multitude of times where you see him not aggressively wanting to be a blocker for his other receivers or perhaps a back. I'm not saying he's good, but he's there. I'm not asking, I mean, he's a little guy. Come on. I'm not asking fucking Austin to do chip blocks, like I would say is cool with Pat, So, as far as him being a Steeler, and me not knowing what that real answer is, if I were the Steelers, which they would be bankrupt or they would be dumb if I was, but I would offer him the exact, whatever he has right now, I would say, do you want the same thing? We'll just push it out 3 more years. The exact same money. The exact same money. You're home. Let him know he's home, and tell him, hey, we've decided Kenny Pickett's the guy. Do you want to try to create some history? Or do you want to go off and make another the difference, I think his actual money is 13 million, 14 million, the difference, it's what, 7 million, let's say 7, the difference between him making, get fat on it, 20,000, 20 million, right? Give him extra signing bonuses if there's 2 playoff wins or whatever the fuck they do. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'd give him 20 million a year for 3 years right now, right here, right now. Do you want it? We'll give it to you. That's how I feel about Diontae. And I would tell him, if you don't want it, cool. We're going to fucking try to showcase you or not showcase you, but we're going to make sure that we can get a pretty fucking penny for you because you have other plans. Diontae Johnson has played very hard for this team, and he has went through some weird-ass fucking times in his time here. Some weird times. Give a guy a break. Folks, if you like what you hear, please press like, and if you would like to be reminded that you liked something the other day and you want to do it again, press subscribe and do the bells. I like your comments, and thank you again for listening. Have a great night, Steeler Nation.